Hey guys, welcome back to some more astrology. We're going to be reading about the sign of Sagittarius from the book, The Secret Language of Birthdays. We're going to start with the generalized description of Sagittarius, and then we'll move into the decans. Sagittarius. From November 22nd to December 21st. Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac and the 3rd and last fire sign after Aries and Leo. Ruled by the expansive planet Jupiter, Sagittarius symbolizes the growing philosophical outlook of the human spirit, its expansiveness, optimism, and refusal to get bogged down in the details. So basically, Sagittarians have a natural capacity to see the big picture in things. Sagittarius is depicted as an archer, a wise centaur who is half man and half horse. And in the same way, the philosopher in Sagittarius may let fly the shaft straight to the heart of the matter. Sagittarius will seek to ennoble the human condition. Its arrows can also carry us to the stars. Sagittarius may err on the side of access, though, going too far or too fast, but urges us not to succumb to pettiness or base actions. Its Jupiterian energies encourage itself and others to see the best side of things. Sagittarius may be seen as an evolutionary stage between Scorpio and Capricorn that transmutes fixed, powerful, and controlling energies into aspiring, earthy, and pragmatic ones. The Sagittarius personality. If Sagittarius is taken to represent the 9th period of life, that would be from age 56 to 63. The Sagittarius personality can be likened to those fully empowered individuals who have begun to move away from the world of family and career responsibilities to devote themselves to personal or universal concerns. Such an orientation is underlined by Jupiter's rulership of Sagittarius, which lends expansiveness, optimism, and a desire to see the whole picture. In addition, honesty of intention and belief are strong ethical principles, which Sagittarians apply to themselves and others. But although Sagittarians generally have a positive outlook on life, they too often get caught up in disputes due to their idealistic opinions. Their electric energies are prodigious, but invariably flag when crucial self-motivation and self-confidence decline. Sagittarians are eternal students, constantly seeking to know more about the world. Not surprisingly, those born under the sign of the centaur are particularly interested in nature and do well to emulate. Many Sagittarians go so far as to ultimately reject many of society's values in favor of a higher truth. They must be careful not to be overly condemning of others who do not share their beliefs. Hold on one second. The Sagittarian love of movement and travel is legendary. 9th house makes sense. Faraway travels, distant lands, foreign cultures. But when they find their groove, Sagittarians can be remarkably content to stay in one place. Within the confines of their home, they feel comfortable to explore the realms of thought as well as to develop new, challenging projects. Rarely bored, Sagittarians constantly seek out new ways in which they can express themselves. So Sagittarius is a fire sign, and quality is mutable. Ruler is Jupiter, symbol the archer, mode is intuition, and the motto is, I philosophize. The periods within Sagittarius, including the cusp, Scorpio and Sag cusp is from November 22nd to the 24th, and that is in the image of revolution. The first decan of Sagittarius is from November 25th to December 2nd, and that is in the image of independence. The second decan of Sagittarius is from December 3rd to the 10th, and that is in the image of the originator. The third decan of Sagittarius is from December 11th to the 18th, and that is in the image of the Titan. That sounds intimidating. And then Sagittarius and Capricorn Cusp is from December 19th to the 21st, and that is in the image of prophecy. Some Sagittarius stones and uses. The turquoise, which protects against catastrophe, especially when the Sagittarius gets, they go crazy in their adventures and they're so spontaneous and so filled with adventure and passion that you need to have something to help with some catastrophe, like really. Amethyst, which promotes mildness and understanding. Citrine, which acts as an agent between lower and higher selves. Some Sagittarius colors: denim blue, beige, and bronze. And then the Sagittarius body areas: the hips, the thighs, the liver, veins, and the muscular system. Some Sagittarius keys: B flat major and A minor. I like that. I like A minor. Some Sagittarius plants: asparagus, chestnuts, and soybeans. Didn't see that coming. Some Sagittarius trees and grasses: November 22nd to the 24th, it's the reed. November 25th to December 21st, the elder. And winter solstice yew. Sagittarius attractions are to Gemini, Aries, Taurus, and Virgo. Yeah, Sag likes their opposites, that's for sure. Gemini is the opposite of them, but they're actually very, very similar. But they're also very, yeah. Like, for example, when it comes to moons as well, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I feel like doing it anyways. So my moon's in Gemini, right? If I were to meet somebody that has a Sagittarius moon, there's the similarities as far as like adventure goes, but in regards to understanding the other person is difficult because the ways that their minds and the way they emote is different. Some Sagittarius notables: Harpo Marx, Shane Gold, Henry Toulouse-Lautrec, Tina Turner, Joe DiMaggio, Carrie Nation, Charles Schultz, the creator of Peanuts, Snoopy. Oh my God, I love that. I love Snoopy. I love Charlie Brown. I love all this. Okay, I used to read the comics a lot. I loved the old school comics a lot. And then, of course, the traditional holiday series that they always play, even though Apple was an asshole and decided to, they buy the rights and now, you can't even watch it for free anymore. You have to buy it. And anyways, okay. Trisha Brown, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was a Sagittarius? I did not know that. That's so cool. William Blake, Adam Clayton Powell, Petra Kelly, Adam Clayton Powell Jr., Petra Kelly, Mark Twain, that's cool, Bette Midler, and then Winston Churchill. All right, so now let's look into the decans. Let's see, where are they paid? All right. We're going to start with the Scorpio-Sagittarius Cusp, which is from November 19th to the 24th. And that is approximately from 26 degrees of Scorpio to 3 degrees of Sagittarius. So that's the concept of revolution. And seasons: late fall, elements water, fire, qualities fixed, immutable. Rulers is Pluto, and then co-ruler Mars for Scorpio, and Jupiter. So there's 3 planets: Pluto, Mars, and Jupiter. That's a lot. Symbols: the Scorpion and the Archer. Modes: feeling and intuition. The Scorpio-Sagittarius Cusp is an overlapping and admixture of the 8th sign of the zodiac, Scorpio, and the 9th sign of the zodiac, Sagittarius. The SS Cusp can be symbolically likened to the period around 56 years of age in the human life, and marks the onset of the colder, shorter days of late fall in the northern hemisphere. The SS Cusp may be said to represent revolution. Astrologically, 3 important planetary transits occur around this crucial time in life: the completion of the second full cycle of the planet Saturn, which takes approximately 28 years to return each time to its position at birth, and the movements of the planets Uranus and Neptune to approximately 240 degrees and 120 degrees from their birth positions, respectively. All 3 of these transits point to the beginning of a new period of human life when inescapable changes must take place. Retirement may be coming up, marriages and other relationships, which were less than ideal, may be forsaken, grandchildren may replace children as the focus of affections, and physical limitations may have to be confronted. In addition, a greater empathy with one's fellow human beings, and with it an interest in international or even universal concerns like religion, spirituality, psychic phenomena, may manifest now. Many people at this stage can feel resentment and rebelliousness at not having done what they really wanted to do in life, and see this period as a last chance for them. The revolutionary nature of the SS Cusp can underline the need for total reorganization if crucial changes have not yet been made. The days which comprise the SS Cusp reveal the active social reorganization and attendant conflict that may emerge at this point in life. Did I just say that twice? I don't know, and I don't care. Okay. The combined energies of the emotionally deep, serious, and secretive Scorpio and the intuitive, outwardly directed, freedom-loving Sagittarius reflect the need to first understand oneself and then to act to institute changes. The Scorpio-Sagittarius personality. The Scorpio-Sagittarius personality is characterized by rebelliousness against authority. Strangely enough, those born on this cusp, who eventually find themselves in positions of authority, are often able to wield power skillfully. However, generally speaking, Scorsagians do best in self-employed pursuits. Even those who work in larger companies or organizations or take part in group endeavors function most effectively when they are allowed a high degree of autonomy. Every cusp personality comprises conflicting elements, being influenced by 2 very different adjacent signs: Scorpio, which is water, Sagittarius, which is fire. Those energies can clash, producing internal disturbances. Feeling intuitive types, like Scorsagians, may lack the stability of earth and the mental orientation of air. qualities that are needed to keep them on an even keel. Many born on the SS cusp are prone to wildness, particularly in their youth when they are perhaps painfully aware of being unlike other people, and therefore they may not even bother to prepare themselves for a more conventional life. On the other hand, those who are forced by difficult experiences to take stock of themselves in their youth may actually gain a rare sense of directness and purpose. Some advice for Scorsagians: follow your vision of life, but don't lose touch with where others are. Keep your intentions honest and your motives pure. Develop the objectivity to stand back and observe yourself living. Try to be more forgiving and less possessive. And the Scorpio-Sagittarius attractions. So people born on the Scorpio-Sagittarius cusp are generally most attracted to other cusp people, particularly those born on the Pisces-Aries cusp, which is from March 19th to the 24th, and the Cancer-Leo cusp, which is from July 19th to 25th. Some SS cusp notables: Martin Luther, Gandhi, Robert F. Kennedy, Meredith Monk, Voltaire, Goldie Hawn, George Eliot, Billy the Kid, Helen Rogers Reed, Henry Toulouse-Lautrec, Francis Hodgson Burnett. That was interesting, huh? Voltaire, that's pretty cool. He was definitely very revolutionary, wasn't he? All right, so now we're on to the first decan of Sagittarius, and that is from November 25th to December 2nd. Approximately from 2 degrees to 11 degrees of Sagittarius, this is the central image of independence. Season is late fall, element is fire, quality is mutable, ruler is Jupiter, symbol the archer, and mode is intuition. The Sagittarius I period takes independence as its central image. According to the grand cycle of life, this period can be likened to the time just following the second Saturn return at age 56, in which a desire for a new kind of independence manifests in the middle-aged adult. The emphasis here is on striking out on one's own, perhaps devoting more energy to oneself and a bit less to family or career. Joyfully embarking on a fresh path, but building on areas of real interest from one's past is characteristic of this period. The days which comprise Sagittarius I symbolically reveal a mature adult purposefully asserting an individualistic position, feeling renewed excitement in being alive, seeking more expansive horizons, and perhaps relearning how to be alone and enjoy it. All attempts to dampen or smother such impulses will be steadfastly resisted. The Sagittarius I personality. Sagittarius I people are perhaps the most self-reliant individuals of the whole year. Indeed, those born in this period demand the freedom to feel, think, and act according to their own code of behavior. Yet, conversely, they do gain great satisfaction from helping those who need protection or nurturing from them, like small children, disadvantaged adults, domestic animals, etc. Their generosity and capacity to give in these cases is very high. Sagittarius I's cannot and will not be constrained. Their intuitive sense is highly developed, so they naturally tend to follow their instincts. Thus, at times, they can be rather impulsive, even rash. Fortunately, although those born in this period are often drawn toward ecstatic and idealized experiences, they may also find excitement where others recognize only the mundane or commonplace. For most Sagittarius I's, school and formal education do not exert a strong attraction. Largely self-taught, these free spirits may feel cramped and confined in classroom situations, particularly where rigid rules or formalized behavior apply. Many Sagittarius Is believe that life itself is the great teacher and consider experience to be the books and the lessons. Although those born in this period are quite capable of devoting their creative energies to one area of endeavor, they may ultimately follow the credo that living well is the highest creativity. Therefore, Sagittarius Is who work regular jobs usually put a great deal of energy into making their leisure time and their hobbies exciting and rewarding. Family outings, community events, sporting activities, or just fun with friends, all or any of these may prove to be the main focus of their life. Sagittarius Is can be at times highly critical and even savagely satiric concerning the foolishness of human behavior. However, they see their irony and mockery not as negative or destructive, but as a much-needed truthfulness based on an ethical orientation to life. Few things are valued more highly by a Sagittarius I than character and integrity. Because of their desire for independence and because they tend to limit themselves to a few choice friends, Sagittarius Is risk condemning themselves to a lonely life. Yet being alone is not necessarily a lonely experience for those born in this period. Some advice for Sagittarius I: strive to keep your emotions on an even keel. Beware of allowing yourself an overly high-minded or high-handed attitude. Keep control over your expectations and try to be more forgiving. There is nothing wrong with compromise or with occasionally losing. Watch your tendency to exaggerate. Some Sagittarius I notables: Tina Turner, Andrew Carnegie, Charles Schultz, Robin Givens, Jimi Hendrix, Rita Mae Brown, Claude Levi-Strauss, Louisa May Alcott, Adam Clayton Powell Jr., Shirley Chisholm, Mark Twain, Bette Midler, Woody Allen, Maria Callas, Nikos Kazantzakis. Okay, so now we're on to the second decan of Sagittarius. And that is from December 3rd to December 10th, approximately from 10 degrees to 19 degrees of Sagittarius. The central image is the originator. Season is late fall. Element is fire. Quality mutable. Ruler is Jupiter. Symbol the archer. And mode is intuition. The Sagittarius II period takes the originator as its central image. This period can be compared in human terms to a time in middle age when independent impulses have paved the way for individual forms of expression. Ideally, at this juncture in life, a person can assert feelings of newfound freedom in terms of inventive projects and original activities which reflect a truly unique and experienced outlook. The desire to let it all hang out reflects not only enthusiasm in being alive, but also a lack of fearfulness regarding success or failure, winning or losing, even mortality. The days which comprise Sagittarius II symbolically, hold on, sorry about that. Oh, the life of being a mother, yes. Okay, so the days which comprise Sagittarius II symbolically reveal a mature person having the courage to go for it in terms of simply being him or herself. A take it or leave it attitude, increased self-confidence and guts, and a minimum of self-consciousness and shame are typical of this period. Also, the courage to be transparent is characteristic here. Eccentricities and idiosyncrasies tend to manifest now, which only intensify as old age approaches. The Sagittarius II personality. Sagittarius II people are different and are not afraid to show it. One might say that the mold which made each of them was thrown away after one use. They are extremely difficult to categorize since each is so individual, and in many ways, their intricate personalities defy description. Most often, they themselves defy established rules of conduct and social codes. This is less out of rebelliousness than simply that they rarely consider doing something in any way but their own. Indeed, it sometimes seems that Sagittarius IIs are incapable of being anything but themselves. Consequently, if those born in this period make things difficult for others, they generally have no intention to do so. Such individualistic and highly original people are not always easy to live with. Somehow, however, they usually expect that others will understand their often intricate thought processes and highly unconventional behavior. Those born in Sagittarius II just have a way of making more normal people itchy. That's funny. Since they are in general averse to compromise or a softening of their stance, Sagittarius IIs can experience a large measure of conflict and perhaps rejection, not only in personal relationships, but also in their careers. The crucial point is whether or not they have the tenacity to hang in there in spite of difficulties. Perhaps the key for those born in Sagittarius II is to seek out mates and occupations that suit their unusual nature. Sagittarius IIs generally do not care to make excuses for their principles, lifestyle, or personal decisions to anyone. However, by associating with those who do appreciate them, they stand a greater chance of success. The majority of Sagittarius IIs are not greatly interested in getting ahead. Some born in this period simply give up on worldly goals, perhaps early in life, and could care less about recognition. Paradoxically, these same people can be earmarked for success by fate and will be propelled forward by events, whether they like it or not. It is not uncommon for a hardworking Sagittarian II to finally give up on ever making it, and just after that to suddenly achieve success. Some advice for Sagittarius II: try to get out a bit more and do what others do from time to time. Don't drive yourself into a corner by believing that no one can understand you. Make an effort to let others into your private world. Resist turning off to life. Keep things fresh and renew your commitment. Some Sagittarius II notables: Joseph Conrad, John Malkovich, Lillian Russell, Walt Disney, Joan Didion, Charles Martin Hull, Eleanor Holm, Tom Waits, Willa Cather, Sammy Davis Jr., Sinead O'Connor, Kirk Douglas, Emily Dickinson. And now we are on to the third decan of Sagittarius. It's from December 11th to the 18th, and it's approximately 18 to 27 degrees of Sagittarius. The central image is the Titan. Season late fall, element is fire, quality is mutable, ruler is Jupiter, symbol the archer, and mode is intuition. Sagittarius III takes the Titan as its central image. This period can be likened in human terms to the years of a person's early 60s, when for many, retirement is just in sight or already begun, and those who have asserted newfound freedom seek to expand their horizons. At this time, plans are often made for the coming years, which reshape financial priorities, face the challenge of filling in larger blocks of leisure time, and allow the individual to follow highly imaginative and creative pursuits. The days which comprise Sagittarius III symbolically reveal a mature person growing more attentive to physical considerations, having time to perfect hobbies and avocational projects, but also to soar imaginatively with all kinds of expansive thoughts and activities. For the first time since adolescence and young adulthood, many individuals feel free enough to make major choices which will shape their personal future. The Sagittarius III personality. Sagittarius III people tend to be high-minded, expansive personalities. They think big and follow the large line. This is not to imply that they neglect details, for many are also craftsmanlike and technically proficient. But normally those born in this period feel comfortable putting their abilities in the service of a higher cause, be it social, scientific, family-related, or highly personal in nature. Sagittarius IIIs may or may not be big physically, but even those of a small frame convey a weighty presence. Such a presence may be intimidating to some, reassuring to others, but in any case, a Sagittarius III is hard to ignore. Many born in this period think to move mountains, and in fact sometimes do, but they must beware that they don't wind up bulldozing their way through life. Though their force is hard to stand up to, they will nonetheless encounter great resistance unless they are able to moderate the exertion of their power. Usually, Sagittarius IIIs are not overly verbal individuals, generally preferring to let their deeds speak for themselves. Often they are better able to express themselves through writing rather than speech. Sagittarius IIIs must learn to control their tempers. When they fly into a rage, their wrath can indeed be frightening. The other extreme is also possible, with them falling into a deadly silence. In either case, it is often an underlying fear of inferiority or failure, which is the dynamic behind such behavior. Thus, although many born in this period appear powerful, perhaps even godlike at times, they can manifest a curious lack of self-confidence. Because Sagittarius IIIs generally only respect or take seriously arguments which come from a position of strength, friends, family, and coworkers must sometimes take a hard line with them. There is usually little danger of a Sagittarius III seeking to court favors through devious or underhanded means. Their form of persuasion is highly direct. Nonetheless, those born in this period may have to learn to be more diplomatic, to more often go around rather than through obstacles. Moreover, Sagittarius IIIs need to give careful consideration to ventures and endeavors, afterthought, and thus avoid squandering prodigious energies on losing propositions. Some advice for Sagittarius III: learn to enjoy the little things, the simple pleasures of life. Try to be more understanding of others. Apply your ethical standards to yourself and concentrate more of your energies on personal growth. Find a way to blend in when necessary and avoid ruffling feathers. Some Sagittarius III notables: Frank Sinatra. Ooh, that's cool. Ursula Bloom. Gustave Flaubert. Queen Silver. James Doolittle, Margaret Chase Smith, J. Paul Getty, Ludwig von Beethoven, Margaret Mead, Maria Fitamoro, Steven Spielberg. That's cool. Well, I think we're going to end it there for now. Covered all of Sagittarius, and then when we get to Capricorn, we'll start with the Sagittarius and Capricorn cusp. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Well, it's Monday, so it just started, right? Mondays. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and until the next time, peace out.